Peace and blessings, and welcome yet again, guys, to yet another episode. Now, I hope that you are good wherever you are and that the blessings of the Lord have been upon your life. Now, today, our topic of discussion says that whose thoughts are you having? Have you ever paused and asked yourself, whose thoughts am I having? Are these things that I am thinking really my own thoughts, or these are thoughts that have been fed upon my own mind? Have you ever paused and asked yourself, what has caused me to think the way that I think? What is the main drive behind me thinking in a certain type of way? Have you ever paused and asked yourself those type of questions and asked yourself, are these really my thoughts? Or maybe something else is causing me to think in this certain way. Whose thoughts are you having? And that is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, guys, I want you to pause for a second and look at all the things that cause you to think, right? Let's say, for example, you are watching a TV channel, right? Let's say you are watching a TV channel. By watching that certain TV program or a TV channel, it's going to cause you to think in a certain way. Not because those are the type of thoughts that you want to think about, but those are the thoughts that are being put upon your mind from that certain TV channel. Okay, let's say you go and you start to watch the news. The type of information that you're going to receive from the news is what your mind is going to think about. Okay. Your mind is like a receiving station, guys. Your mind is like a receiving station. Whatever things that you are constantly feeding the mind, that is what it's going to bring out as the output. As within, so without. The reason why we have so much chaos in the world that we live in today is because people, it just shows what is going on the internal of people. There's so much chaos within people, therefore they can only bring out chaos back out into the world. So the results that we are having on the earth is just a manifestation of what is going on the inside of every individual. Whose thoughts are you having? Have you ever paused and asked yourself, why do I want to achieve the things that I want to achieve? Do I really want to achieve the things that I want to achieve? Or these are the things that have been put upon my mind for me to think that I want to achieve those things? Let's say, for example, the thing of, let's say you go to school. After going to school, you get a job. After getting a job, you get married. After getting married, you get a house, you get kids, and then you retire and you die. That is the mindset that you probably have. But is that what you really want to do? The question is, whose thoughts are those that you are currently having? Who has fed you that type of mindset for you to think that I have to go to school, I have to get a job, I have to get kids, I have to get married, I have to get a car, I have to get into debt, I have to, all these sequences that you already have, this plan of thought, this train of thought that you already have. Whose thoughts are those? Are those really your own thoughts? Who is making you to think the type of thoughts that are like that? Are you really having your own thoughts? The Bible even says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Sometimes we think that we want all these things, and then when we have gathered them, we start to feel that I am still empty. I still lack A, I still lack B, I still lack C. I don't have inner peace. What is the thing that you really want? What is it that you really, really, really want? And I'm not talking about the things that the media has fed into your mind. For the media just wants to feed your mind so that you can keep on having a consumer mindset. But the question I'm having for you today is, what is it that you really want to do in your life? What is it that you really want to accomplish? Do you really want to accomplish just getting a job and then you retire and then you die? Is that all that you want to do? Whose thoughts are those? Who is making you to think in that certain type of way? we need to start going inside of ourselves. We need to start going deeper within ourselves to find out what is it that we really want to do. And we stop listening to the outside noise. For by listening to the outside noise, guys, you shut down the internal noise. Therefore, you bring out the chaos, which is what we have in our current world today. Because people, we are not in touch with our own selves. In a world where we can be in touch with other people which are thousands of miles away, we have forgotten to become in touch with our own selves. When was the last time you actually went within yourself and tried to discover, what is it that I really like? What makes me tick? What is it that I really want to think about? Have you ever asked yourself, why do I think this way? Why do I want the latest car? Why do I want this big mansion? Why do I want all these things? Whose thoughts are these that are making me to think in that certain way? And that's the message I just wanted to bring to you today, guys, that whose thoughts are you having? It is time to start to assess yourself and start to assess the type of thoughts that you're having. Every time you find yourself thinking in a certain way, start to ask yourself, whose thoughts am I having? Why am I thinking this way? Is this what I really want to do? And that's just the message that we have for you today, guys. That remember, start assessing the type of thoughts that you have and start asking yourself, is this the type of thoughts that I really want to have? Do I want to think in this certain way? Who is making me to think in this very same way? What makes me think in this way? What information am I listening to that is making me to think in this certain way? A quick example, guys, and we always say this on every other episode, that if you still listen to bad information, and we're given an example that we said you must assess the type of thoughts that you have, where you listen to bad information on one hand, and on the other hand, after 2 minutes, you go and listen to something that is positive. You start to realize that your train of thought is different from the negative one to the positive one. Your train of thought is different, which shows you very well that the things that you constantly consume directs the type of thoughts that you have, and your thoughts create. The reason why you are then able to go and get the house, get the job, and then retire, that's because that's the type of thoughts that you are having. But have you ever stopped from all of this rat race and just stopped and asked yourself, is this really, really what I want to do? Do you really want to do that? And if not, why aren't you not doing the things that you want to do? What are you waiting for? For remember, we only have one life. You only have one life. That's just the end of our message for today, guys. That remember, whose thoughts are you really having? Are you having your own thoughts, or these are thoughts that are being put up by someone else? And remember, guys, as a man thinketh, so is he. Whatever things you put in your mind, those are the results that you're going to bring out. For remember, thoughts create. That's the end of our message for today, guys. And I hope that the blessings of the Lord are upon your life, and that the Holy Spirit is able to minister to you and help you understand the message that we had for you today. Now, until we meet again next time, may the peace and love of God be with you always. Until we meet again next time,